yesterday, but we probably wouldn't be able to get but about 2, maybe 3 more hoppers on it. Cousin may get home around 1 o'clock, possibility of getting started again today around 2. I didn't want to look at him and say, hey, truck's full. So we're going to take this piece of load down to Bailey and sell it for Cousin, and we can start today with an empty truck. Alright, let's roll. For all the new subscribers, we're riding in my 1973 Ford F600 dump truck, and we're fixing to pull the first of the 2 hills that you got to get up to get down to Bailey, North Carolina. I'm out here on Highway 264. I like to hold my RPM at about 3,000 RPM. I don't have a dual range rear end, and the transmission in this truck is a 4-speed. But as you can hear, this motor pulling it right on up the hill. When I got this truck, I found it in a junkyard. They were getting ready to cut it up for scrap. God blessed me with it. A lot of work on it to get it, roadworthy. The original motor was a 330 cubic inch, what Ford called a heavy-duty truck motor. Drove that motor in this truck for about 3 years and then cracked the block on it. It was wore out. It would just barely pull these hills. And the second of the 2 big hills is right up there in front of us. But after that cracked block episode, praise God, that truck got me back home with a cracked block in it, and it was the last load of that year. But I went to a machine shop that was famous for building motors, and they built me this motor that's in this truck now. It's a Ford 352 cubic inch gas burning motor, and it's a huge bore short stroke. So this motor puts out some torque. I mean, you can hear it, we're pulling right on up this hill. Of course, I've got a piece of truckload here. I'm guessing there may be 140, 150 bushels in the truck. But as I said, when we fired up and we're leaving the farm, I think it's better, and Cousin agreed, to start the day with an empty truck. And hopefully we can shell corn till dark. Cousin got concerned last night about the dew, and it was about dark. I could just barely see to get this truck back under the place where I park it, that shelter. I need to rig me up some real nice backup lights on this truck so I can see what I'm doing at night. But anyhow, we're headed to Bailey. Well, that's the moisture on this load. We thought it was a lot wetter than that, but anyhow, you got to get it when you can get it. Well, that's what we got. Like I said, it's not a full load, but we'd be better off starting with empty truck today, get more done. Okay, we got back from the mill. That turned out really well. My research indicates that moisture dockage starts on corn at 15.5. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's correct. But Cousin Scott's load, as you saw in that little clip on that in the video, was 15.5. Anyhow, on to the next step of this. I'm really excited about having all of this organic matter to put back in this soil right here. That's kind of why I asked Cousin if he would mind planting corn over here on this spot. What I want to do is what I've seen everybody else do. Is these stalks are still kind of high, and I got an idea that if I went in there with a disc, it probably wouldn't give me the result that I want. So I spent last hour. That's my gyre mower, brush hog, bush hog. I bought that mower about 2 days after I bought this tractor. because I thought I was just going to come over here and mow the paths. Cousin Scott was farming. I had no intention of coming over here and start farming. But I'm glad it worked out, because this farming stuff's kind of fun. But anyhow, you've seen that estate mower. I love that thing. Since I bought it, I ain't even used this thing. But that estate mower is not durable enough to come out here and knock these corn stalks down. I know that that brush hog right there will do it, but it don't cut grass very pretty. It kind of hacks it. That's why I bought the estate mower. But I want to go out here. The objective is to cut these stalks as low as I can cut them, and hopefully maybe they'll shred up a little bit. So let's go see what happens. Well, I figured out I can mow 2 rows down at a time. It's a little tricky on the steering because this tractor's not spaced out for these rows, but it's working, and it is kind of gnawing it up a little bit. But I'm going to put the camera down and finish the job. Might even get out here this afternoon with a disc and get it cut in. All right, back to work. Okay, that worked great. Just like I saw on YouTube. Mowed it right down, mulched it up good. But running into something here, I was watching it yesterday. When the combine comes out of the field, it's still throwing corn cobs out the rear, and as the combine starts into the field, it starts throwing corn cobs out the rear before it really gets in the field. So you get a situation like this right here. See all those corn cobs out here in the grass? Well, that's the stuff that I want in the field to, you know, rot and become organic matter. So I guess I'll go ahead and give everybody a big laugh that I'm out here picking up corn cobs off the edge here and throwing them in the field, because that's where I think they ought to be. I got most of this done on this end of this little tiny field, but I can see it's going to take a little bit of time. But that's the organic matter to put back in that soil, so I'll pick them up and throw them back in there. All right, that worked really well. Okay, on to the next adventure.